Well, Shabbat Shalom. I hope you're finding some peace. At first, the world was tohu vavohu, chaos and void, empty and dark. God looked out at the vast nothingness and began to build. Darkness from light, earth from sky, land, sea, sun, and moon. It was all so very, very good. Having completed this world, this masterpiece, God was finally able to rest from the hard work of creating. And in that moment, Adam and Eve could walk hand in hand through the Garden of Eden. The animals could tend to their young, and the wind could rustle in the leaves. A stone tossed into a pond could create perfect, circular ripples of water and light that radiated outwards until they reached the shore. There was, for a moment, a perfect peace, the kind of peace that we long for when the world feels empty and void of God's good light. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. May the one who makes peace in the heavens, who made peace at the beginning, bring this peace down on us, on all Israel. God, we ask, please bring this peace swiftly and in our day. We feel this prayer so deeply tonight. We are praying from our deepest hearts and our aching souls. With each breath, with each song, in each moment, we are yearning for a Sukkot Shlomecha, a sukkah of protection, because we have been terrorized and traumatized this week. Each image that we see of a modern-day pogrom taking place in our holy land, on sacred soil, it breaks our already broken hearts. Our family has been brutalized. Our Israeli brothers and sisters are the targets of a hatred that runs deep in the veins of those who seek to do us harm. We are weeping. Teens kidnapped from a music festival, grandmothers pulled from their beds, babies torn from their mothers. And with each story, we shed more tears. Each life lost is a wet trail running down our cheeks. Each picture we see is someone's mother, someone's brother, someone's baby. Our tears are a river. We learn more of the horrifying details, the truth of the terror, and our tears become a swirling, churning tsunami of grief, of loss, and of fear. I am reminded of a poem by the Israeli poet Yehuda Amichai. It is called The Diameter of a Bomb. The diameter of the bomb was 30 centimeters, and the diameter of its effective range about 7 meters, with 4 dead and 11 wounded. And around these, in a larger circle of pain and time, 2 hospitals are scattered and 1 graveyard. But the young woman who was buried in the city she came from at a distance of more than 100 kilometers enlarges the circle considerably. And the solitary man mourning her death at the distant shores of a country far across the sea includes the entire world in the circle. And I won't even mention the crying of orphans that reaches up to the throne of God and beyond, making a circle with no end and no God. Amichai's difficult words remind us that pain is not stagnant. It moves in waves. The bomb was 30 centimeters, but its damage reached the heavens. The stone is tossed into the center of the pond, but its ripples break upon the shore. The war is in Israel, and our hearts, too, are in the east. And Jewish people across the globe are all in mourning, and we are all in fear, and we are all enraged. At first, the world was tohu vavohu, chaos and void, empty and dark. Scientists and astronomers explain that amidst the emptiness of the universe, there was a single point of condensed particles. and they grew and inflated, becoming infinitely hot and moving unimaginably fast. And eventually they multiplied in an explosive expansion, rippling through the empty space, creating the universe. We call this theory the Big Bang. And as these theorists understand it, this cosmic event created the world as we understand it today, filled with atoms and molecules and matter. The emptiness became the universe, which houses the solar system, which houses our Earth, and our Earth teems with animals and plants and people, and as people, we carry within us the knowledge of good and evil and love from hate. Within each one of us is the capability for gratitude and anger and grief. And this wisdom ripples through us with every particle, with every fiber of our very being. God created us with this capacity for understanding, and we bear the fruits of the tree of knowledge. As the details of this dark week in Israel reach us, there will be so many ways to respond. Already we have seen rallies and vigils. We've seen heightened security and heightened emotions. We have seen social media posts and emails from literally every Jewish organization under the sun offering us information and prayers and opportunities for tzedakah and education. We have been inundated with news, struggling to keep our eyes off our screens as the information pours in. We have sent emails and text messages to our loved ones abroad and our loved ones right here. Some of us might have struggled with self-care this week, too distraught to cook or to exercise or to take that deep breath of fresh air. We are drowning in the cresting waves of this shared trauma. The shrapnel of a bomb can reach the heavens, and the heartbreak of this horror has enveloped each and every one of us. I received calls this week from friends and from congregants wondering all of the following. Should I still proudly be wearing my Star of David? Should I keep our children home from their Jewish preschools this week? Should I attend the vigil or the rally or the service? Should we send care packages or letters or money? Should I feel as helpless and as paralyzed and as traumatized as I do right now? At first, the world was tohu vavohu, chaos and void, empty and dark, a confusing abyss. The Kabbalists teach that in the beginning, only God existed. The expanse of the eternal nothingness was filled only with God. And in order to make space for creation, God began to tzimtzum. That means that God began to contract God's self into the very center of God's own light. And as the story goes, God created vessels to hold the holiness. But they were not strong enough to contain the presence of God, and so the vessels shattered, filling the universe with the shards. The purpose of humanity is to do tikkun olam, to repair these holy vessels, to return God's sacred light, to make whole the work of creation. But this week, the world feels spectacularly broken, and we are cutting our psyches on the jagged edges of evil with every broken body that is recovered, with every soldier who died in battle, with every beautiful soul whose light has been stolen from them before their time. And we who are still here, receiving the ongoing waves of this trauma, we have a job to do. And it may sound trite, but it couldn't be more serious or more difficult. We must find the light. We must be the light. This is the holy work of tikkun olam, of repairing the world, our sacred vessel. This has been a week of tohu vavohu, of chaos and of emptiness, and God teaches us in the very first moments of Torah that when we are faced with darkness, our first task is to create light. Not because we want to, or because it's easy or nice, but because this is what we were created to do. We were put here on earth to be the light, even on the darkest nights. Should we still be wearing our Stars of David? Yes. Should we bring our children to their Jewish preschools this week? I did. Should I attend the vigil or the rally or the service? Yes. Should I send care packages or letters or money? Yes, and yes, and yes. Should I feel as helpless and paralyzed and traumatized as I do right now? Well, that's the hardest question, isn't it? We all feel it. Yes, we all feel it. The pain is rippling through each and every one of us. But so is the light. It is radiating from within us, and with every prayer, with every song, with every act of resilience and resistance, it grows brighter and stronger and deeper. Your presence here tonight is a ner tamid, an eternal flame. We are Shabbat candles burning through the darkness when we check in on our family and our friends with loved ones on the front lines. We are Or LaGoyim, a light to the nations, as we proudly stand with Israel, even at her darkest and most difficult hour. We remember the first moments of creation. God separated the dark from the light, and so will we. Through our mourning, through our tears, throughout each and every one of these sad, dark days, we will strive to be the rippling, radiating light that our people needs us to be. So that someday, we pray, we can again say that this is the world we've been given, and it is good.